What's going on in the Republican Party right now? Because you've got, like, for instance, the National Review.
Yeah.
Trashes you every day.
I've noticed that, yeah.
And David Brooks with the New York Times just tore Mitt Romney to shreds. It appears that conservatives are taking sides and they're being vicious towards you, they're being vicious towards Romney. A lot of long knives out. What's going on?
Well, I think there's some unrest in the party, trying to decide what do we want to be when we grow up. And I think what we want to be is a party that is inclusive and a party that reaches down to every sector of the economic spectrum, including the people who are struggling to make the next rung on the ladder. The Republican message is not a message just for the elite. It's a message for everybody. It's about self-empowerment. It's about growing up to have a chance in this country. It's about starting maybe at the bottom, but moving your way to the top. It's not about trying to make rich people poor. It's about trying to give poor people an opportunity to maybe be rich.
And you know, your politics is a lot like the politics of a lot of the guys that came in 1994.
Yeah.
The Wall Street Journal editorial page, which I read religiously every day. Not as much as the Bible preacher. But also,
of course,
National Review. We're put off by a lot of our more populist messages. And also, a lot of us were a bit concerned about cutting some programs that conservatives want cut.
We've got to come to the conclusion that this country is still not a country of the ruling class and the servant class, or if it is, the ruling class ought to be the people and the servant class ought to be the ones that are elected. And people get elected, they get to Washington, they start breathing that rarefied air, and the next thing you know, they've lost touch with reality. You've seen it, Joe. I mean, it's a matter of inside that beltway, there is a bubble that people live in, and they don't understand that out here in the world there's hunger, there's poverty, there's disease. There are people who are young Republicans who care about things like the environment. And if we're not speaking to those folks, we're going to lose not an election, we're going to lose a generation.